Hello YouTube and music lovers out there. This is Music Therapy Labs. I'm going to start some background music here. This is an original piece I wrote for my daughter Hannah called Örökké. That's Hungarian for forever. And I thought I'd have that going on in the background so it's not so boring with me just talking and Roxy here biting my ears and stuff. That's why I got the Cheeto on today. So, Music Therapy Labs, once again, thank you for watching. This is going to be a 12 Days of Christmas video special. So here are 12 ideas that you can use to gift-wise get for your musician lover or musical person in the family, someone who plays guitar or bass or drums or whatever, right? So I'm going to start off first though with the more kind of all-around music gift idea, which everyone knows. But mostly we're buying stuff streaming and we don't like have hard copy music anymore. It's still kind of cool to have either vinyl or like a vinyl LP or a CD. So I'm going to show off this one. This is one that I recently got from Mary Spender, who's a YouTuber. She is a phenomenal writer and singer. She's a singer-songwriter, guitarist, and a solo act. And she put together this wonderful EP that I highly recommend. If you haven't heard some of her music yet, just look up Mary Spender at YouTube or Instagram. You'll find her. Her EP is Lone Wolf. Check it out. But that's one gift you can always get for a music lover, is one of their favorite, musicians or bands, either a vinyl LP if they're getting into collecting into vinyl, or a CD, or get them that iTunes or Apple thing or whatever. I use Android, so I don't know what it's called. iStore, whatever. Get them some iMusic. They might appreciate that. So that's number one. Number two gift that I think is really, really good, especially if you go out to catch live shows, which I try to do often because I love live music, which is gonna hurt your ears if you don't have these. So these are ear protection, right? It's really, really important to use something, especially if you go to a bigger venue, and even small clubs. Sometimes you'll be walking by a PA speaker and just right in your ears, it can do damage. So ear protection is a good gift to get any music lover, especially if they're going to shows or if they're practicing, playing with their band in the garage or whatever, if people still do that. You might want to get them some ear protection. So that's a really, really good thing to get as an item for stocking stuffer, even under 10 bucks, right? So those are both items under 20 bucks. Here's another under 10 or $20 item for a guitarist or a bass player. Mostly like electric stringed instruments. This stuff by GHS or GHS Fast Fret. It's basically a string cleaner and fret kind of conditioner. More for cleaning your strings really, and it kind of helps it glide. It doesn't have any silicone or any weird stuff in it. It just makes playing a little bit easier, and it's a great way to keep the strings conditioned and clean. Always wipe them down with like a t-shirt rag or something, not a linty kind of rag like socks or something, but like, t-shirt rag or a lint-free rag. It's good to have, but what's good about this stuff is you just, it comes in this container. You can keep it in a gig bag or whatever, even in your guitar case or bag, and it's got, the material inside there. You can feel it's a little wet, and you wipe it on your string like this, right? Up and down, and you can just take a cloth in and wipe it, but you can use this stuff right before you play. It kind of helps too, but after, it's great to use it to clean it as well. So item number three, if they are a guitarist or a bassist, you might have to get strings for them. So they're gonna break strings on occasion. This is one type of D'Addario strings. There's another type of Slinkies by Ernie Ball, Blue Steel by Dean Markley, String Joy. I mean, lots of brands of strings, different sizes. What is this all about, right? Ask them what strings they want, okay? Don't just get them anything, but if you want to surprise them, that's fine too. Get them your typical 10 to 46s, or just go to a music store, look online, what's your typical standard gauge. 10 to 46 is a standard gauge. 9 to 42s are a standard kind of. 9 to 46 are a hybrid. So there are different types, and then of course there's that one guy in the band that never wants to change his strings. Get him a pack of strings. Yes, these are bigger because it's for a bass guitar, much bigger, right? Bassists need to change strings too. Please change your strings, guys. All right. Anyway, number 4. Number 4 is if you do buy them strings, they might need to use a tool to put them on. This is a really nice little D'Addario is the company, like one of those string makers. This is basically a tool for putting strings on. You can wind the tuning peg. See that tuning peg right here? You can wind that with it. It makes it faster. It even comes with like a little cutting end, and it even has a little pin popper if they're an acoustic guitar player. You know, you can't go wrong with this. Under 10 bucks. 1 or 2 of them, they'll lose them. So, next, what do you want for your guitarist or bass player? Picks. Lots of different colors, different sizes, different types. Look at how thick that one is versus that one, right? So if they're a bass player, they might want something thicker. You know, if they're a metal rock player, they might want something with a grip on it because they're, you know. So they might want something that has like a little grippy kind of thing on it, like this one does. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, so yeah, different kinds of picks for different kinds of players. So get them assortment if you don't know what. Maybe they'll discover something new. There's some cool picks out there like the Dava picks and Tusk picks and all kinds of cool picks made of different materials. They even make them out of wood. They make them out of stone, which I don't know. For metal, maybe, like, because you just want to don't lose that edge, but I'm sure they'll mess up your strings. Then, number 5. What's another good gift? Well, if they're a guitarist, they might want one of these things. They're called effect pedals, and what they do is they make effects. They make weird sounds or distortion sounds from a... If you have like a clean amplifier, like I have a Roland JC90 there, it's like a little 120. That thing's just clean. If you try to turn that up and make it dirty sounding, it's an all-state amp. It's not going to sound good. It's going to sound terrible. But you put this puppy in, oh, nope, this one in front of it, and it'll sound better. Now this is probably going to be better into a tube amp. That's why it's called vintage tube overdrive. This is basically a clone of very well sought after and used pedal called the Tube Screamer. This green color, synonymous with that pedal. So anything that kind of green color, it's going to be a Tube Screamer type pedal almost, guaranteed. Lots of different brands out there, but this one's under $30, and it's not a high quality one. It'll probably break over time getting stomped on. It's plastic, right? But for under 30 bucks, you got a Tube Screamer. The circuitry is the same. According to Josh at GHS Pedals, who's a brilliant guy, it's the same circuit. Sounds the same. Close your eyes. Test it if you don't believe me. You know, everyone needs a reverb pedal. This is a particularly large room style reverb pedal, but this is made by TC Electronic. Really good company as well. Alright, what else do you need for that guitarist, bassist? You know, there are other pedals, by the way, fuzz and distortion and stuff. They're going to need to connect those pedals together somehow, and they'll need cables. There are lots of different kinds of cables. You could spend a lot of money or a little money on them. These are expensive ones that I got on like a blowout sale. They're Fender custom shop. But I suggest maybe going a little bit smarter and smaller and getting some of these like EBS ones made in Sweden. These things are ribbon type, and they are excellent. They don't take up as much space, as you can tell. They're not nearly as big and fat. Some pedals have little like plugs right next to each other in the back, and you know, look how much that's going to be pushing apart and everything. This is like, they come even smaller. They even come with one that's like that size that I use. They're great for that kind of use. So look up EBS or Rockboard, I think, makes these kinds of ribbon style pedal connectors, patch cables. And of course they might need an actual like guitar cable. Now this is a mini version of a guitar cable, but a really good quality guitar cable. So that's number 8, right? Number 8, guitar cable. They can never have too many cables. This is a monster cable. It's a little big. It's got these big wonky, you know, sleeves here, but they look cool. They sound good, supposedly, right? You can get cheaper ones like this too, and they'll work just fine as well. Yeah. Anyway, so number 9, get them some merchandise from their favorite YouTuber. If they watch a YouTuber, one of my favorites is That Pedal Show. Those guys are from England and Australia, but they live in England, and they work together on informing us about how to use pedals and, you know, get good sound out of your equipment and what kind of equipment to buy. The Count here. This is Phil Mosley of Phil Mosley Music. Check him out on YouTube. He's got a channel where he does free backing tracks, but you can also buy backing track packs from him. But most musicians who are out there learning today know an easy way to learn is to just play, you know, with a band and with other people live is the best. But if you can't do that, play the backing tracks. It'll help you, you know, learn how to improvise and play over changes and stuff like that. So check out Phil Mosley. There's some other ones like, God, I can't even think of them right now. But anyway, there's other ones to check out too. Just look up backing tracks on YouTube and you can download them and stuff. So that's, I think, 9 or 10 now. So let's go to number 11. So number 11, I highly suggest, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but if they don't have a battery, they should be using a one spot. One spot is a really good visual sound, makes these connector, like power connector for the pedals. So you're going to need, you know, batteries or a one spot, something like that. It's a pretty good unit for the money. They're not super cheap, but they're under, I think they're under $70. So something like that, or even under 50. Something like that's a good thing to get for a guitarist, a musician that uses pedals, and even keyboardists now are using pedals. So, you know, they always have, right? We used to play through guitar type amps back in the 60s and stuff, not really like I ever did. But then the next thing that you might want to get in number 11 is a guitar strap. So I got this one a long time ago. This is an Ernie Ball guitar strap. I got this in the 80s with my first like serious guitar. Was a Wayne Robert Charvel designed Super Strat guitar made by Gibson, supposedly. That Schecter replaced it because that thing was stolen many years ago. So that's number 11. Get a guitar strap. There's lots of different kinds. You can get them, you know, without the strap locks, or you can get them like this guitar here has these special kind of locks on the back. You pull it out like that and pull it up, and it locks into place. So it'll come with the button and it'll come with this, but this will never pop off, right? At least maybe Eddie Van Halen jumping up and down might pop one of these off. But bottom line is this is going to stay on there for the most part, and because it takes a lot of effort to pull this out and up to unlock it, right? But they're great to have. So lots of different kinds of straps, different styles you can get. And of course, number 12, the 12th and final one for today anyway, because I might do some more in the coming days. I might do this every day, but just do maybe 1 or 2 extra things. Get them a guitar. If not a guitar, maybe get them a ukulele. Yeah, I know there's a lot of guitar ukulele haters out there, but you know, you go camping, it's under $50. I think this one was a little more expensive. It's a good one I got for my nephew, but he gave it back to me. Bottom line is, it's just fun to have a stringed instrument wherever you're at, right? And this will fit in the backpack practically. I actually took one once with me on an airplane. It's just ridiculous, but it's fun to play. And if you don't know how to play a ukulele, there's a free app on your phone. You can get it on your phone called Guitar Tuna, like the fish. Guitar Tuna. It is actually a guitar tuning app, okay? And you can download it for free, and it actually has songs you can learn and how to tune guitars and other stringed instruments, including a ukulele. But basically, a ukulele is like the first 3 strings on the guitar, right? The first high E, right? E, B, G. And then it goes back to an E again at the same. It's out of tune right now. There you go. So a ukulele is a fun gift, or a guitar, of course, but guitars is a more serious gift. So, you know, ask a local store, you know, talk to several different reps, look online, Sweetwater, Zounds, Musician's Friend, Guitar Center online, you know. But go to your local store and get something there if you can. That way you can return it and ask for advice. Sometimes they'll get free lessons and things like that with a purchase. Get something quality, because you can always sell a quality guitar for more than a cheap guitar. So you can buy a Squire for $100. Okay, you end up throwing it away if the kid doesn't use it, or giving it away. But but you can buy a higher level Squire, like one of the modern players or players Strats or Tellys, or Epiphones are okay too, but you definitely need to have a qualified salesperson help you with that. Buying used gear is not a bad idea either, and if you find something on Craigslist or whatever, have them meet you at a music store, talk to them at the music store and say, hey, I'll buy some other stuff here if you help me out with this guitar purchase from somebody. I want to buy this, this used guitar instead. They might have a better suggestion, but of course people get shy about, talking to salespeople anywhere. Try to find a local place, talk to one of the young guys working there that aren't as salesy, but might, be a little bit more honest in what it takes to start learning to play guitar and whatnot. And then you can also get lessons. So that's like 13 ideas. So Music Therapy Labs here with Roxy, sitting on my shoulder, listening to some of my original music. Hope you enjoy that. Wanted to say thank you to all the subscribers out there who put me over that 1,000 mark. I did buy a camera. I promised during the beta in August, that's Vlog Every Day in August, if I break 100, I'm going to buy a camera. So I bought this. It's not an expensive camera, but it was under 30 bucks at Costco. But it'll be cool. It is actually a Wi-Fi activated camera. Comes with a tripod. It does supposedly HD. We'll see how good a HD it does. But for that kind of money, I figured even if I don't use it in the studio here and do videos with it, I can use it doing something else, some action cam stuff, right? So in the following days, 11 down onto the very last day of Christmas, I'll do some other items that I think musicians might appreciate that you might want to get for them. And I hope you stay tuned for those. Hit that notification bell if you want to get notified of those. And then, of course, subscribe. Hit that like button so I get likes. And then comment down below what you thought of this video and these ideas, if you have some other ideas you want to add. And I look forward to seeing any of you or all of you in some of the live streams and chats coming up this weekend and through the week, the rest of this holiday season. Of course, it's not just the celebration of Christmas. There's Kwanzaa, there's Hanukkah, there's other, end of year. I mean, we've got people that are going to be looking forward to the solstice that's happening. So it doesn't matter what your faith is. In my mind, I think it's about sharing love, and music is one of those ways that we share our emotions, our creativity, our love. Sometimes our anger, but it can be love too. So let's make it love this season, and hope to see you out there at some live shows and at some of the music stores. For now, Music Therapy Labs signing out with Roxy. Don't forget, secret to tone is in your mind, and the feel comes from your heart. You just got to put them together. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your Friday the 13th.